Skyrim. Get up.
Hello and welcome to the Dynamic Animation Replacer Guide. DAR is an animation framework created by Felesky. The framework is able to dynamically replace actors' animations depending on certain conditions. A lot of other mods utilize DAR as a requirement to implement custom animations. For example, SkySay uses DAR to implement weapon-specific animations, and mods like conditional armor type animations use DAR to implement idle-specific animations that change depending on what kind of armor you're wearing. There are over 50 different conditions to combine and tinker around with, so you can imagine the possibilities using this framework. Alright, so now you know what DAR is and what it does. Let's first begin by installing it. Make sure that you have its requirements. Install SKSE and address library for SKSE plugins. Now simply install DAR like you would with any other mod. You can utilize DAR to assign animations with two different methods. One of these methods is to assign animations specifically for an actor. Keep in mind, DAR supports most actors and creatures too. It also supports any actors and animations added by other mods. Alright, let's take a look at the implementation path if we want to use the actor-based method to assign animations. And here's where you store your animation folders and your files. Now let's take a look at some examples of using this method. Let's say we want to assign a player-specific animation for the left power attack. The regular left power attack is stored in this path. Also take note that the left power attack animation is named as 1hm_attackPowerLeft.hkx. So if we use the actor-specific DAR method, we can assign a left power attack specific to the player. However, we still need to make sure that the animation file has the same name as the one we wanted to replace. So our custom left power attack animation for the player will still have to be named as 1hm_attackPowerLeft.hkx. So after you made sure the animation has the same name, we can store our animation in this path. Now let's take a look at another example. Let's assign a custom idle animation for Serana. Idle animations are named as mt_idle.hkx and are stored in this path. Empty idols are a little bit special. They are gender specific and have to be stored in their own separate folders for male and female. In this case, we are using a female folder because Serana is a female actor. We will also want to rename our custom idle animation to mt_idle.hkx and store our custom idle animation in this path. And by doing so, we have implemented a custom idle animation for Serana. So we've just learned how to use DAR to replace animations specifically for actors. Now let's take a look at a second method of utilizing DAR. We can use DAR to assign animations depending on custom conditions. Let's say we just want to replace the one-handed player female idol animation, and we already have the animation, we just want to implement it. So we'll first start by creating a conditions file to play our animation. Create an empty text file and name it _conditions.txt. Now we have to assign some conditions for our animation to play. We only want this animation to play if our actor is female. So let's add a isFemale function. Now this will play our animation if the actor is female. However, this isn't exactly what we want. We want only the female player to have these animations. So let's be more specific with our conditions. Let's add a local operator, and. Now we'll add another function to check if the actor is the player. But okay, we've got a conditions file. But where do we put it? Well, we need to put both our conditions file and animation folder and files in this path. So let's make a folder with priority 1000 using this path and place our conditions file as well as our animation files in it. And we're done. I would also like to remind you, if you're trying to implement certain kinds of animations like male and female MT animations, you will need to put them into their respective male and female folders within the priority folder as well. Let me explain a few things about how priority works with DAR. So when we're using the conditions method, we need to create priority folders to tell DAR which animations have priority. Priority is determined from the lowest to highest value we named our priority folders, with higher values overriding lower values. We can pick any decimal number between -2,147,483,648 to 2,147,483,647. But we cannot pick 0. 0 is actually the priority assigned for the actor-based method, so remember to avoid this value when assigning priorities with the conditions method. But just understand whatever animations can be applied will be applied. Then DAR will just search for the highest values. If multiple folders satisfy the same conditions, then DAR will use the folder with the highest value. Alright, now using the knowledge we learned earlier in the video of how priority and folder structure works, let's modify some already existing mods out there to help consolidate this knowledge. Let's take JH Animation Pack and the Elder Souls Collection. Normally, if we install these two mods together, you will see that the Elder Souls Collection overrides JH Animation Pack. If you use a Greatsword, for example, its moveset will come from the Elder Souls Collection. But alright, let's say we don't want this to be the case. Let's say we want JH Animation Pack's Greatsword moveset to override Elder Souls Collection's Greatsword moveset. Well, first, to do this, we'll need to do some digging. Let's first open up JH Animations Pack and locate the Greatsword moveset folder. A lot of DAR mods are organized differently, and with some mods you'll need to do some prying. For JH Animation Pack, the Greatsword animations are stored in folder 9001. Now let's open up the Elder Souls collection. Mike Knight created a table of context text file which we can open up and read to see that the Greatsword animations are stored in folder 20005. If we examine the conditions file in both of these folders, we will see that they are exactly the same. And so what we need to do is to ensure JH Animations Greatsword folder has a higher value than 20005 if we want to override the Elder Souls Greatsword moveset. So let's do that. Let's rename our folder from 9001 to 20006. And now when you start the game up, you'll see that the Greatsword animations have now changed to be from the JH Animation Pack. I would also like to mention, if you want to replace any animations in another DAR mod, you can do this. Just make sure that the animations you replace fit the conditions found in the same folder. For example, if you have a folder with a conditions file to play idle animations, you can simply replace the idle animations in the same folder with your own idle animations. You just need to make sure you are overriding the existing idle animations with the same name. For more details such as how to use different local operators and seeing various conditions available with DAR, please check its mod page. Thanks for watching. I hope this guide was able to help you out, and if it did, leave a like, subscribe, and consider supporting the channel on Patreon. Take care.
Subscribe for maximum gains.